Welcome to this Schooling Online production. This Stage 2 History for Kids series presents engaging narratives about the past that make learning about history both informative and fun. Over 5 lessons, children in years 3 and 4 learn about core topic 2, First Contacts. They develop a clear understanding of European colonisation of Australia, as well as the skills required to undertake the process of historical inquiry. In Lesson 3, we will focus on the key inquiry question: what was life like for Aboriginal and/or Torres Strait Islander peoples before the arrival of Europeans? Your child will learn about the daily life and culture of the Gadigal people prior to 1788. This lesson celebrates Australia's long and rich history. Today's story is Aboriginal Australia. Here is Nicholas Young, an assistant on board a ship called the HMS Endeavour. Nicholas Young has just spotted land ahead. He places his spyglass up to his eye to get a better look, chest rising with pride because he is the first crew member to lay eyes on Australia, the great unknown southern land. Nicholas jolts forward as the ship's anchor is lowered and the HMS Endeavour slows to a standstill. Nicholas views the land from the crow's nest. Suddenly, the rustling of bushes in the distance catches Nicholas's attention. Crouching behind the green leaves are 4 dark-skinned people. Nicholas's heart beats wildly against his ribcage. He thought that no one lived on this land. As they move out from the shrubbery and onto the beach, Nicholas notices that the people are not wearing clothing. They do, however, have stripes and geometric shapes painted on their arms, legs, and chests with white clay. The 2 men carry spears made from bone, while each of the 2 women grasp one end of a bark canoe. Nicholas watches in awe. This is his first encounter with the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, who have lived in Australia for at least 50,000 years. They are just one of over 500 Aboriginal groups or clans that call Australia home. The men walk joyfully towards the water, wading in the shallows for fish and rays. As fast as lightning, they pierce their spears into the flesh of vulnerable marine life passing by. The Gadigal men are fantastically skilled hunters. The women push their canoe into the water and jump in, paddling gracefully with their hands and singing. They cast a bark fishing line to trap fish. Later that evening, Nicholas watches the group roast their catch over a fire for dinner. The sweet smell of the white fish makes Nicholas's stomach growl with hunger. Before roasting, the women slice off the fish's scales and remove its slimy guts with small stone knives. He notices that they have only caught enough fish to feed themselves for one meal, which is unlike the huge stores of preserved food that are in the belly of his ship. They seem careful to eat as much of the fish as possible so that there is little waste at the end of the meal. Nicholas thinks that the Gadigal people chose to live by the harbour because it is an excellent place for finding food. They can catch not only fish, but also sharks and turtles, and forage for oysters, mussels, and water plants. After eating, one man sits on the beach. He engraves a picture of a fish into sandstone rock with a stone axe and knife. The other 3 Aboriginal people dance and sing nearby. Nicholas believes that they must have choreographed arm, body and foot movements because they all dance in the same way. In particular, there is a lot of foot stamping. As the moon rises, the 4 Aboriginal people lie down underneath a shelter made from sheets of bark, propped against a large eucalyptus tree. Nicholas decides that it is time he returns below deck. He needs a good rest before the HMS Endeavour sets sail again in the morning. In today's lesson, we learned that Aboriginal people have lived in Australia for more than 50,000 years and have a rich culture. Before the arrival of Europeans in 1788, Gadigal people ate marine animals, used stone weapons for hunting, engraved rocks, danced, sang, and slept in shelters made from bark. This shows that Aboriginal people have a special relationship with the land. We hope you enjoyed this Schooling Online production. Check out the rest of the stories in our Stage 2 History for Kids series to improve your child's understanding of the past.